Anywhere from procuring food items to protecting villagers and yourself, you've probably been doing some of these wrong. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around to see which one of these you've been doing wrong this entire time. Zombies that pick up items don't despawn, so don't leave blocks laying around when you go mining. It could become a problem going back. You never know when a group of them might be waiting for you around a corner. Don't just craft stone stairs. What are you, a peasant? Use a stone cutter. For every 8 stairs that you craft manually, you could have had 12 from a stone cutter. Now once you felt this, it looks like Mojang is robbing you by not applying this to wooden stairs, am I right? Now here is something that a lot of players don't do enough of. Using barrels as storage. Now hear me out, because in order to open up a chest, you actually need free space above it, or at least a slab or a stair. Now with barrels it doesn't matter, and it can even be used for decorations. Nobody likes it when a creeper blows up, and the holes they leave behind are just infuriating. So if you're one of those lazy players that doesn't like to fill up holes, check this out. After a creeper blows up, you can just put a layer of dirt over the hole. Gotta make it look natural, you know? Nowadays villages are actually pretty easy to find. So when you come across one, just take a few beds with you. You'll need them in the future, I guarantee it, and the villagers, they won't really notice, so sleep tight. Did you ever want to one-shot mobs? Well, you better start doing cardio, because using jump hits to kill a mob will save you a lot of time and durability on a weapon. If you've been trying it any other way, you've been doing it wrong. Do you want to look like a Wild West gold prospector and mine using TNT? Well, if you put any kind of block in front of you before the TNT explodes, you'll take way less damage. Everybody knows that staying alive is the first step to gaining wealth. The first step to regaining health is good food to fill your stomach. And what better way to do that than by having a few bowls of stew. Making a suspicious stew with dandelion will give you up to 7 hunger back and will heal you pretty quickly, as it gives 14 saturation as well. The number 1 rule of Minecraft: you should never dig straight down. However, if you do decide to do it by standing between 2 blocks. It will help you avoid falling into these big unsuspecting holes that just happen to be lurking below your feet. By holding down the left mouse button when moving a stack of items across a crafting grid, you'll actually be able to automatically divide whatever amount of items you have equally, saving you a lot of precious time when crafting items. So if you want to craft something more complicated and more of it, use a recipe book and hold down shift when you click on the item you want to craft. If you ever need food on the go, don't just go around eating raw meats and stuff. This might seem a little bit cruel, but setting animals on fire before you kill them will actually give you instantly cooked food. Take that, fast food chains! This is what you call fast food. Here is a little bit of a pro tip for you when you're in a sniper duel with another player. If you climb on a ladder and face toward it, you can actually place a block behind you. This can help prevent you being knocked off of a ladder and save your life. Oh man, do you ever just get tired of taming horses? So why not help yourself by feeding 10 golden apples to a horse? It might be expensive, but it will save you loads of time, and you know what they say, time is money. By now, we all know that fireworks can be pretty dangerous, but you need to start using fireworks as your crossbow projectiles. You see, they actually deal more damage, not to mention that your enemies will die in a spectacular and flashy way. Hey, wanna know a little secret? By turning the subtitles on, you can see what makes noise around you, and from which direction the noise is coming from. It's like a little cheat integrated with the game if you use it correctly. Are you tired of being knocked around by a bunch of zombies or having the annoying cave spiders nibble at your ankles? Well, throwing a potion of weakness too on mobs can render their attacks harmless. Even the cave spiders will lose their ability to poison you if you manage to hit them with it. Just make sure you put enough distance when throwing it, or the mobs will be the ones having the last laugh. Try putting an armor stand in front of your mob farm and attacking it with a sweeping edge sword. it will cause all the other mobs around it to take the same amount of damage and make it extremely satisfying when they all die at the same time. Let's be real for a second, you won't survive long in Minecraft if you don't protect yourself. And the best type of armor to make early game is the shield. Arrows bounce off of it, and it even reduces the creeper explosion damage to 0. And the best part about it, it's ridiculously cheap to make. Pair it up with an Unbreaking 3 enchantment and a Mending later on, and you've got yourself the ultimate defense on hand. The single best way to get loads and loads of emeralds is to trade something for them. But the best way to mine emeralds is to go as high up into the mountain as you can. You see, the higher you are, the more frequently you'll find emeralds just laying around. Using a fortune pickaxe, you'll be the richest person in the village in no time. If you want to prevent your villagers getting absolutely destroyed by the undead in the morning, all you have to do is face an observer towards the bed and put a bell on the other side. Once you wake up, the bell will ring, keeping the villagers inside long enough for the zombies to despawn and them to go about their merry business. When you go around mining for ancient debris in the nether, you'll leave a lot of tunnels behind you. Whether you like it or not, it'll eventually get stuffed with mobs that can make it a bit cramped down there. Best way to spawn-proof an area in the nether is with moss carpet, as surprisingly, it doesn't burn next to lava. Let's finally put that moss to good use, I say. Ever since fire was invented, it was not only a thing to warm you and cook your food on, but it also marked a home. Now, if you want a fireplace in your home, but are afraid that the fire will spread around and destroy your beautiful cabin, try having soul fire instead of the regular one. It might be blue and seem kinda out of place, but it doesn't spread around and it will still give you that amazing soothing crackle. See, unless you're secretly a mermaid, hang around the ocean floor for long enough and soon you'll be gasping for air. Avoid this terrifying circumstance by placing a wooden door on the floor beneath the ocean, and you'll make an air pocket in its space, allowing you to get a breath of fresh air. You see, mobs can't jump while standing on a honey block, and you can use this clever tip to trap villagers. You won't need more than 4 blocks to do this, so use this to your advantage and make cool street vendors and marketplaces without having to fully wall them in or put them behind bars being worried whether they'll escape. This way your villagers will always be at your disposal, whether they like it or not.